BBL YouTube, the BBL playoff semi-final first leg action as Plymouth Raiders take on Leicester Riders live from Plymouth Pavilions. I'm Blaze Barron with Raiders development coach Paul Nicholson beside me. Let's get straight into it, Paul. The semi-finals, this is when it gets truly exciting.
Yeah, this is it. We are 2 games away for both teams, 2 games away from an appearance at the BBL playoff finals. There's no point in looking at previous stats. There's no point in assessing what's been. It's the playoffs. As is proven against Raiders when they faced London, anything can happen.
That was going to be the basis of my next question. With anything, how do you see tonight going?
Anything can happen.
Anything can happen.
No, it's. Do you know what? On the basketball side of it, the matchup historically with Raiders and Riders has been in favour of Riders. There's no question about it. This season, Raiders have probably come as close as they could have been to beating them. It's going to be tough for the Plymouth Raiders here, but they've got a big home court. They've been on a great form lately, and their big players are stepping up. But Riders have depth. They have a quality squad. They've got 2 starting 5s in the whole squad that you can separate them and stick them both in the playoffs, and they'll do just fine. So it's going to be a tough game.
How important is that depth for the Riders, and how important is it that they've got that against Plymouth? You know, Plymouth only with not as much, obviously not as much depth.
No, yes, they've got depth in numbers. Riders have got depth and experience, and that's the big difference there. But what you've got with the Plymouth Raiders, and we've seen it time and time again this season, is they're hungry, they're passionate, and when they get momentum, they are tough to stop.
The starting 5s for both sides here tonight. Plymouth Raiders, number 4, Josh Wilshere, number 12, Devontavious Payne, number 15, Dante Nicholas, number 22, Rashad Hassan, and number 52, Jonas Javalainen. And for the Riders, number 6, Tim Williams, number 8, Jamel Anderson, number 12, Harrison Gamble, number 13, Connor Washington, and number 55, J.R. Holder. As we saw, the Raiders edging out the London Lions last time out. Leicester getting the better of Cheshire. It really has been a league this season where anything can happen and any side can beat anyone, and you know that's been shown already in the playoffs.
Yeah, 100%. You know, it wasn't that long ago we sat here and Raiders were down 6 to London Lions at the end of the game, and going into a tough place like the Copper Box to play them again. And you can just hear the noise here at Plymouth Pavilions that there is something special in the air this season. You know, the league position of previous of 8th didn't do them justice. You know, they were 1 game away from 5th, so it's not about that anymore. It's about which players on this court in this moment are going to step up.
And let's see which players do step up. This BBL playoff semi-final first leg between the Plymouth Raiders and the Leicester Riders. The Raiders all in green will go from left to right in this first half. The Riders all in red from right to left. Here we go, Raiders with the first ball. Josh Wilshere looking to get them going early. Out into Hassan. Keeps it in his grasp. Remember, Javalainen scoring that quick 3 against the Lions in that playoff game in the previous round. Couldn't do it there. Holding all the way, getting dispossessed.
Yeah, good defensive stance from Payne right there. You know, both teams showing some early defensive moments right there, with a big stop from Leicester, then an equally a big stop from Plymouth Raiders. And this is something that you're going to see from both teams. They both work hard. They both have high energy players, and that's why they are in the playoff semi-finals.
First foul of the game against the Riders. So Raiders ball is Josh Wilshere. Steps back for 3. Not to be for the Australian. Here comes Washington. Holder back to Washington. Raiders defence standing strong. Shot from Williams.
It's another good defensive possession. It isn't a case of sloppy offense here. You've had 3 offensive sets in the game so far with equally good defense.
Dante Nicholas.
Made that 4.
Not able to make that one go. Both sides setting up strong. Holder fouling Dante Nicholas. It's the first of many fouls against Dante, I imagine, tonight.
Well, we saw it last time at Pavilions where Dante drew 16 fouls.
Ridiculous. Ridiculous stats.
You know, and that's not normally what you would say a fashionable pay attention to stat, but it changed the game.
Connor Washington keeping close tabs on Josh Wilshere. Up against Gamble. Now run behind the back. Fading away. Nothing doing still. No points so far, 2 minutes into the game.
Yeah, this is interesting because it really seems like both teams have done their homework. Where previously in games like this I've sat here and I've said, oh, this is sloppy offense, or there's too many mistakes going on and nobody's scoring because of that. You got 2 sides who are playing really good defense right now.
Washington went round Hassan, lovely shot. First points of the game for the Riders. How will the Raiders respond? Nicholas. Payne bounce to Hassan. Up against Williams. Unlucky Rashad Hassan. Gamble bounce to Williams. Dante Nicholas put in an arm, gave away the foul.
Yeah, looking at that play there, Hassan probably put Dante in a position he didn't need to be in by trying to overplay his man and reach out on defense. He got caught back door, leaves Dante quite vulnerable to either a score on him or a foul. And you know, smart play there from the Riders' offense.
Scores 3-0 for the Riders. 2.5 minutes gone in this one. Raiders yet to score a point. Tim Williams 0 for 2 from free throw territory. That's not how he would have wanted his evening to start. Hassan, offensive foul. 3 minutes in, Raiders struggling to put points on the board. Rob Paternoster down there barking orders to his team.
Yeah, he doesn't stay quiet for long, our coach Rob down there. Done a great job with this Leicester Riders team over the past few years.
It's Anderson. Should be going there, Anderson. Well, at least he'll think so anyway. Raiders still looking for their first points. Dante Nicholas steps back. Hassan doing well. Raiders can't keep hold of it. Washington slows down and speeds up. Holder. 10 on the shot clock. Washington and Williams. Still won't go in for him.
This is an interesting battle right now. Nothing's going to give on these two teams. You're going to need something special from both of these teams to come away with anything today by the looks of things.
Josh Wilshere down the line for the first points of the game for the Raiders. They're looking for that stop. Anderson breezing past Nicholas, throws it down.
You know, like we were saying before, the matchup between these two historically is in Leicester's favour, and it started that way as well, and you can see why they've had it. You know, it's been 15 games since Raiders last got a victory against Leicester Riders. They were pretty close this season, but you're going to need something special And you're going to need something special from players like that.
Jarbalainen with his first points of the day. The Estonian going to work as Holder. He's back to jail. Holder trying to shrug off Devontavious Payne. Dante Nicholas intercepts. With a big shout from the crowd. Devontavious Payne did well to get it back to Rashad Hassan, and Raiders get their first lead of the day. 6-5. 5 minutes gone. Very low scoring one. Gamble down the line and
nice inside play there. Hassan's got his work cut out inside. He's going to have a hard night. You know, Leicester are historically good at moving the ball, are looking for the gaps in the defence, and he found one so far in the paint.
Great pass from Dante Nicholas. Rashad Hassan, that combination working so well for the Raiders this season, and it's on show again. Gamble. Nothing doing. Riders missing a couple of open threes. What a pass from Dante Nicholas. Didn't need to look. He knows what Rashad Hassan is. Easy to. 10-7. Jarbalainen almost getting in there.
He's got to recover quickly now, save any mismatches. Good rotation from the Plymouth defence. There's a mismatch inside. Hassan needs to come back in.
Good work from Jarbalainen, sticking his arms up. Wishing just slowing down. Jarbalainen! Raiders up by 5.
Looks like the game's finally got flowing. Both teams starting to cause a few more threats offensively and finding a few little gaps in the defence and taking advantage of them.
Raiders just going cold the last couple of minutes. And these are the times in the game Raiders need to capitalise. I think the Raiders will eventually get to a rhythm.
You have to with a team like Leicester. You know, when you get a stop or Leicester have a turnover, you've got to take that opportunity to take advantage of it and try and find an easy look, just to take full advantage of any mistakes.
Williams inside. Payne did well to defend in the first instance. Holder backs in. Great pass. Lovely finish.
Yeah, nice physical battle there from Holder and Payne. You know, you've got to have something special in you to stop J.R. Holder. He's one of the best scorers in the league. He's shown that on various occasions, and Payne was playing real tough on him right there, but unfortunately wasn't to be. Oh, nice play.
Dante Nicholas.
Interrupted by an alley-oop play there.
We've watched Dante Nicholas plenty of times this season. He looks really fired up for this one.
Yeah, I saw him coming out of the double doors into the arena earlier on, and he was real loud. He's ready for this game, and so is the Raiders by the looks of it, and certainly these fans are as well.
Hassan doing well on the defensive end. Nicholas. Payne almost lost it. Hassan. That's 2 offensive fouls for him now.
Wasn't quite as obvious as the offensive foul down the other end. Probably got there just in time defensively. Raiders crowd disagree, but I think it was the right call in the end.
Rashad Hassan will just come off for a breather. Denzel Ubiaro in. Sean Shelton in as well. The Riders bringing plenty of changes too. Ward Hibbert's on. And there's Brandon Clark. And this man, the captain, Andrew Thompson, and he gets his first points of the day. Nicholas at the top. Josh Wilshere, nice spin. Well played from Josh Wilshere.
And this is it, when Raiders get going, with various players, they are pretty difficult to beat. Because if you look at the offensive threats, you've obviously got Dante Nicholas. He's a threat every time he picks up the basketball. You've got Hassan. When he's inside, he's a dangerous player. He's hard to stop. He's got a high percentage. He's a top scorer in the league. And then all of a sudden, Josh Wiltshire turns up and starts knocking down threes and has some finesse finishes around the basket. You've got 3 weapons there which are real dangerous for Plymouth Raiders, not forgetting the likes of Payne and shooting the free ball as well. So Riders going to go to the line for 2 shots. What's so far been a pretty energetic game after a low scoring first 2 minutes. When I say low scoring, I mean no scoring.
No scoring. Ward Hibbert can't make it count. Continuing the Riders' early woes from free throw territory. 0 for 3 now. This Raiders crowd right on top of you. Can be very difficult to put them away, and there you go. The Raiders fans getting in Ward Hibbert's head. Ubiaro tried to be inventive with the shot.
Yeah, he got up there and it was a good defensive stance by the Riders, forced him to change his shot. And as he went up and under, he just didn't quite have enough on him. But it was a great way to adapt his shot because the foul wasn't there. It was good defense. So smart play, just wasn't to be.
Just under a minute. This first quarter to go. Ubiaro.
Nice screen from Sean Shelton, find himself inside on the roll.
Payne. Didn't go. Here comes Brandon Clark. Ward Hibbert.
Lovely move from Ward Hibbert. Really nice. Well. Brought out the defense because he can shoot the ball too. Fakes him with that one. Takes it to the hole. Helpline was no issues whatsoever. Lovely reverse layup.
10 to go in this first quarter. Raiders looking for some points to finish it off. Josh Wiltshire to Sean Shelton. Near enough a complete replay of what happened in the Lions game. Pick and roll there from Josh Wiltshire and Sean Shelton. High pick from Sean. He's got long arms and long legs, and he finds himself in a really good stance under the basket. And nice easy finish for him. At the end of the first quarter here at Plymouth Millions, it's Plymouth Raiders 18, Leicester Riders 13. Welcome back to live basketball.tv and BBL YouTube for BBL playoff semi-final first leg action between the Plymouth Raiders and the Leicester Riders. I've got Paul Nicholson beside me. Paul, good half for the Raiders.
Good quarter even.
Good. Almost flawless.
No, it's a solid start from Raiders. They'll be happy with that. The fans will be happy with that. I was having a chat with some of the Raiders fans online earlier, just seeing what the feel was for the game. As you could imagine, it was pretty one-sided from the Raiders fans. They We got the likes.
So.
I've got the likes here as a young chap called Tom Hale who said if Raiders just go in with a double-digit lead into the Leicester game, they'll have no problem.
So it's easier said than done.
But hey, look, if you're a fan of the club, you've got to have wishful thinking and you got to have thoughts and you've got to be positive. So people are just overly pleased what Raiders have done and what they've produced over the season. They've come a long way. To be back in the playoffs and not just make the playoffs, to be now in the semi-final and going toe-to-toe with the likes of Leicester Riders, it's going to be a real shock if Leicester Riders and, say, for instance, Newcastle Eagles actually go a season without winning anything. That will be a shock. It's an unknown for me to see that, to be involved in basketball for this long and just not know one of those teams to win something. I did also try and get some feedback from some Leicester fans and maybe an ex-Leicester player. I did recently speak to Anthony Rowe, player previously of Plymouth Raiders, previously of Leicester, and it was safe to say he was quite comfortable in his position on the fence of saying, oh no, I just want a good game of basketball, let's all play fair.
I just want to watch it. Just want to enjoy it, and we're enjoying it at the moment. Dante Nicholas, easy bucket for him. Raiders 20-15. Over a minute of this second quarter. Thompson tried to spin. Couldn't gather his own rebound.
Yeah.
Here Raiders ball and the crowd really on side.
Yeah, Raiders crowd are making themselves known, and I'm sure back in Leicester the Raiders fans are being loud in front of the TV screens or wherever they're watching and tuning into on YouTube, live basketball. So it's a good day for basketball, and it's certainly a good start for Plymouth Raiders.
What a pass! What a pass from Dante Nicholas. Another two for the Raiders. You know the Raiders will respond. Pierre for Douse. To Clark.
Yeah, that was a tough matchup. You know, Dante doesn't want to really be under there with a mismatch in size, especially drawing a foul earlier on. He's not going to push too hard to put his body on the line under there.
Nicholas bounces away. Leicester get it back.
Good defense from Shelton.
Williams.
Tough spin move from Williams. He's so strong. Once he gets that momentum going when he drops his back foot, that's tough to stop for anyone.
Here comes Denzel Ubiaro. Tried to go all the way, tried to feed Sean Shelton. Raiders lose it. And there's a foul.
Yeah, called just before the block. But that's where Leicester are really dangerous. As soon as a mistake happens in transition, they're just unstoppable at times, Leicester Riders. They spread the floor really well, they hit the wings, they attack the middle. It's really tough to stop, and you don't want to get turnovers down at the end of the court because you might as well just give them 2 points.
Douse with no trouble from the charity strip. Leicester's first make from there in 5. 2 from 2 puts Riders at 1 point behind the Raiders, 22-21. Nicholas to Wilshere for the shot. Couldn't go, and the Riders look to have tightened up their defence. Clark. Ubiaro gathers.
Good job there from Payne. He angled where he wanted his man to go, and it paid off that time. Missed layup there. Good defense from Plymouth Raiders.
The Raiders looking to put some more points on the board.
Oh, good defense, Riders. Quick hands, and this is where they're dangerous. Josh Wiltshire slows that down quickly.
Raiders just gone off the boil in the last couple of minutes.
Yeah, Riders are a team. Say they take advantage of turnovers, and they do a really good job of it too. So you've got to be careful. You've got to look after the ball if you're Plymouth. Any mistakes are going to get eaten up. And that's that mismatch again on the pick and roll.
Easy for Williams.
Yeah, you got Jonas and Dante switching men on the pick and roll, and it's not going to pay off because Williams does well against Raiders. He's a big scorer every time he plays here, and it's because of the mismatched size that the Riders have against Raiders. They're a big physical team, and they're very skilled and talented to go with that.
Payne. Great mate from the Raiders.
I wouldn't be surprised if they go to that again. Oh no, leaving him wide open there. Just got away with that one, Plymouth Raiders.
That was Raiders' first three of the day. Payne looking for a second. Ooh. Got a little overexcited there. The Raiders win the ball back.
Just did enough, Dante Nicholas and Payne there, coming back in transition defense. Just enough to disrupt the Riders and sort of get him off a little bit on the transition break. Yeah, so that mismatch I'm saying there, I wouldn't be surprised in the half-court set if you see Leicester Riders go into that pick and roll a little bit more. If Raiders continue to switch on defense, it's going to make life very uncomfortable in the paint.
That's poor from Denzel Ubiaro. You don't want to give the ball away against this Riders side because they'll punish you. Usually.
Nearly made up for it there. Nearly made up for it. But that's the thing. You're in the playoff semi-finals right now. You know, individual mistakes, they're very costly in this stage. Very costly.
Denzel Ubiaro takes a seat. Tolu Okeke getting his first action of the game. Kind of struggling from the free throw mark.
There is a lot of noise and distractions coming from behind the basketball hoop, and who blames them?
Makes the second. That's pushing up high. Payne against Douse. Javalainen.
Yeah, came off the leg right there. But that was a tough shot from Javalainen. I saw there in the key there was no helpline, there was no extra defense sort of under the basket. Javalainen probably would have been right to fake that and go to the hoop where he has a lot of success so far. But Raiders have come away with that one.
Wiltshire inbound to Nicholas. 5 on the shot clock. Dante Nicholas. Tolu Okeke looked to make himself a mischief. Riders come away with the ball and Holder all the way. Strong work from Holder, but the shot just didn't drop.
Yeah, rare miss from J.L. Holder. Normally his bread and butter under that basket.
Wiltshire. And that's disappointing for the Oz. Washington comes away with it.
Good defensive stance from Dante Nicholas.
Douse. Holder back to Douse. Raiders standing strong. Washington wide open.
Yeah, it's one thing Raiders have done pretty well. They've really stopped Riders from shooting the free ball, and they've got to force them out there. they shoot the free ball better than most teams in the BBL, you know, so to keep them off the free line and have every shot contested from there, that's the reason why we're in this position right now.
Hassan spinning, in and out. 25-24, 3:30 left in this first half. Raiders calling a timeout as the Riders make it 25-26. Yeah, I think 3:33 to go in this first half.
I think as far as the game goes on right now, this scoreline is going to chop and change a little bit. I think it's going to be one of those games. First legs normally are. It's going to be Riders, it's going to be Raiders, it's going to be mixed around. I think if you're Leicester Riders right now, you're getting a lot of pluses from the paint. Like I said earlier, that pick and roll and they're getting a mismatch inside when Raiders switch on defense. That's working for them right now. What's not working is the 3-point shot and the free throws right now. So go to what works. Try to get the ball inside a little bit more. If you're Plymouth Raiders, you just got to keep the intensity up on offense. Keep pushing that basketball, take advantage of the open lanes, and then make sure you do not turn over the basketball, because that will be very costly.
Both sides making their way back out onto the court.
Big shout out to everyone on YouTube and at Live Basketball watching this game. Feel free to put your comments in and let us know who you're supporting today.
Nicholas DePayne.
Yeah, just off the fingertips there. So Raiders going to inbound from the sideline. Apologies on the noise there. We a few noise issues there with the microphone. Blaine, you back with us now?
Oh, I'm here, I'm good.
All right, here we go.
Let's go. Let's watch some basketball.
Make it sound so simple.
Wilshere inbound to Hassan. All the way out to Dante Nicholas. Going down the line strong.
Draws another foul in there. He had arms dangling all over him, and what Dante does well when he gets there, he hangs in the air for a long time. He's got a lot of hang time and just gives him enough time to read what the defense does before he makes his move, and draws fouls very easily because of that. Riders and Raiders making some subs right now. Both coaches on their feet giving instructions to the players coming onto the court.
UBR back out. Back in rather for Okiki. Dante Nicholas for the first. And puts Raiders in the lead with the second, 27-26, 3 to go.
Big shout on YouTube to Winigo, who's loving the commentary from myself and you, Blaine. Before we give him a mention, because he gave us one, just returning the love. All right, here we go. Leicester Riders in possession.
Holder. Williams out to Clark. Big shot.
They don't want the free ball to get going. Leicester Riders certainly do, but Plymouth Raiders are going to kind of rein that in early.
Nicholas from Payne all the way. How did he find that space?
Yeah, he's still got some hops in him, Dante Nicholas. No one wants to give an inch in this game.
Anderson just tip it back in. And he succeeds in tipping it out of play. Giving up possession.
Connor Washington giving instructions to his teammates. He's certainly a leader in this team. He's had a real impact since coming back to the Leicester Riders. A player that I can't help but admire. He's a commander on the floor. He scores well. He plays great defense as well.
Another player I can't help but admire, Dante Nicholas. I thought it was all set up for me to...
there you go. He's just padding some stats, getting another rebound.
Rashad Hassan, that's disappointing for the Raiders. You could hear it from the crowd.
Yeah, you're not going to get too many chances against Riders to put the ball back in. You know, you need to get it in first time. If you get a second chance, you're getting pretty lucky, and it means the defense aren't doing their job.
That one came off the leg of Dante Nicholas. It's be a Riders ball from the side. Before Ward Hibbert comes back in.
And again, but this time the opposite side. Second chances are going to be a problem if you start giving them to any one of these teams. You know, Raiders have done a pretty good job in stopping those second chances so far, but Riders sort of capitalising on that one. Oh, foul on the handoff right there.
Nicholas taking one in the face from Brandon Clark.
Yeah, you know, it's something that Raiders do a lot of. They have the handoff up high. Sometimes they fake it, sometimes they curl off and shoot, or they'll curl off and roll. Normally pretty effective because you've got multiple options off it, making it pretty tough to defend as long as you can keep control of the basketball.
Nicholas backing in, makes his move, draws the foul. Raiders not going away from the Riders.
No. I tell you what, it's great to see today so many people here at Plymouth Pavilions. You've got the junior development right up in the top section. You can't quite see them in the camera, but owners and managers at Plymouth Raiders actually donated around about 300 tickets to the junior development program today to come and watch the game. So,
Did they?
yeah, big,
That's
big,
good.
you know, big gesture from them and supporting the local basketball. And it's great to see a lot of people in UK basketball really buying into it now. It's not such a a foreign sport to everyone. You know, it used to be we follow football, we follow cricket, we follow rugby.
Oh, it's definitely coming to the fore now.
Basketball's growing, and you can see from here for Plymouth Raiders. The only person who's not quite growing on is my other half, bless her. She's just watching the game down low and just received a text message saying, number 13 has the most glorious hair. So congratulations, Connor Washington. You get a
Gold star.
gold star from my better half.
And here he is on the ball. Washington to Anderson. Out to Holder. He's not going to miss from there. Time and space for J.R. Holder, and he makes the Raiders pay. 31-34, 40 seconds to go in the second quarter and the first half. The BBL playoff semi-final first leg. Josh Wilshere. Yabiaro twisting, turning, but not finishing. Nicholas picking it up. And again, Dante Nicholas.
Denzel struggling to get up at the end there, and Riders won't care. They'll take advantage of that.
8 to go. Riders looking to make the final points of this first half. Devontavious Payne sent into the advertising boards.
Yeah, he grabbed hold of the basketball then and got shoved out with the momentum, but it caused Riders to take a couple of steps in that play, and that's a travel. It's going to go Raiders possession with 3 seconds on the clock.
Gonna look for the inbound and a quick shot. They can manage it. They'll tie the game. For the half is Josh Wilshere. Just to shoot. That's way over. Josh Wilshere. But what an entertaining half we've had so far at Pavilions.
Yeah, really good half. Raiders 31, Riders 34. And you know what? Even though they've lost the lead that they have, I still think Plymouth Raiders will be pretty happy with this. They're in a good position, and like we talked about in the London game, at the end of this, game is half-time. Put yourself in a position where you can win it next time round. So
Absolutely.
Come Sunday, keep it single digits, whether that's winning. Well, if it's winning, obviously you want to get as much as you can. But if you're on the losing end of this game in single digits, I wouldn't be too worried.
So the Raiders on the back of a 15-game losing streak against the Leicester Riders, but they look pretty resilient today. And at half-time, Plymouth Raiders 31, Leicester Riders 34. Hello and welcome back to BBL YouTube and livebasketball.tv for BBL playoff semi-final first leg action between the Plymouth Raiders and the Leicester Riders, live from Plymouth Pavilions. I've got development coach Paul Nicholson beside me. Paul, it's going to be an exciting second half.
Yeah, do you know what? You look at the score and you go, oh, this is a bit dull, but it's not. I was just having a chat with former Raider Alistair Gould at half-time and his brother Fraser. And it's one of those games that normally you would think it's this low because people are making silly mistakes, missing shots, everything else. But do you know what? There's some really good defense and there's some really good offense. These teams tonight are very evenly matched.
Here come the Green Machine. Payne looking for the early three in the second half. Nothing doing for him. Washington, Gamble with time, feeds Williams. Bad shot from Holder, looked good from up here, nothing doing. Comes back to J.R. Holder and now Gamble. Nicholson picks it up, Anderson fouls.
You can't put your hands on Dante Nicholas and not expect to get called for a foul. You've got to learn that by now.
And you can watch the London Lions game and pick that up pretty easily.
Hey, I tell you what, there's a lot of other clubs around the BBL tuned into this. Funny enough, I got guys from Bristol Flyers, Christian, one of the development coaches, just wishing Plymouth Raiders all the best, and that's from a rival team. So, you know, big shout out to the Bristol Flyers watching this. I know London Royals have been tuned in as well. Great game so far.
I'm sure the second half is going to be equally exciting as Dante Nicholas goes to the hole. Washington, Anderson and Williams all...
There's the same thing that happened in the first quarter. And you know, I said about the backdoor cut because Hassan just pushed up too high. He originally came up, double teamed at the top. Then he had to recover. Then he committed too much, and that's just going to force the backdoor cut. Williams is too quick, he's too experienced, he'll get that every time.
Nicholas. There you go. Come from Washington to Anderson and now Holder. Williams looking to go to work again against Hassan. Anderson against Wilshire, well defended. Jonas Järvelainen cuts the gap to 1. 2 gone in the third quarter. Jamal Anderson, and no one goes out of play. The Raiders not making it easy for the Riders here tonight, Pavilions. Remember the return leg to this one on Sunday at 6 up in Leicester.
Ooh, Connor Washington running in from a tough screen there from Jonas Järvelainen.
Josh Wilshire putting the Raiders back into the lead. Gamble, great shot. Just silences the crowd. Wilshire. Hassan.
Yeah, just what Hassan needs. You know, people now know he's a threat. Highest percentage field goal wise in the league. Top scorer in the league. You got to have a focus on him. Once he starts getting going and feeling the flow and gets their hands on the ball inside, it's only going to be beneficial for Plymouth Raiders.
Holder with time. Now bounces away. Dante Nicholas picks it up.
I think sometimes there's a thing of too many passes on that one. There's plenty of open looks. You got to take that shot when it comes to you.
to it from Dante Nicholas and the other line, and I think it was with the foul there. No one really in too much foul trouble yet on either side, apart from Brandon Clark with 3. Campbell. Williams, great spin, fouled. And that's Hassan onto 3 now. You don't want to lose him in there.
No, that was a tough call as well. That was a tough call. It was in one of those positions where he was just a little late in getting his hands up. He got his hands up straight eventually, but on the way up he created a bit of contact, and hey, that's just it's just a bit unlucky on his part.
Williams looking to make the most of it. Missing the second, and Jääveläinen will pick it up.
Really not firing from free throw line today.
Not at all.
Leicester Riders, they are struggling from there. Now, I know, they just like when London came down here, they came early the day before and they prepared. They were at Marjon's University today training Leicester Riders, and they're just not feeling it. They are a little bit bruised and battered as a squad. You know, you're missing the guys like Pierre Hampton who's kitted up, but he hasn't been on the court yet. He's normally the first guy on the court, and the first play normally runs to him in the low block, but he's nowhere to be seen. And they're maybe a little bit fragile, so this could be a very good time for Plymouth Raiders to be competing against the Leicester Riders.
Yeah, certainly competing at the moment. Up by 1, 41-40. Washington, luckily that one came through toward Hibbert, and Dante Nicholas does well to steal it away. Jääveläinen all the way. Devontavious Payne.
Connor Washington looking for a charge, but he went over a little bit too easy for my liking. Managed to stand his ground that time though, didn't he?
He did indeed, and Rashad Hassan coming back after that too. Raiders up by 3. Gamble. The Riders 12 into Holder. And Williams wrestled away by Devontavious Payne. Another crowd sensing the Raiders are really on top here. Josh Wilshere. Payne
steps out of bounds.
He does.
Hey, do you know what though? That pass wasn't going to be successful. I prefer that right now if I was a coach. That was going to be a turnover right there, and Leicester would have hit in transition. In a way, he made a mistake out of a mistake and got away with it.
So much noise from the crowd. And the Riders respond to it. Washington stepping back. Nicholas picking it up. To feed Wilshere. Keeps it. Doesn't take a tumble, luckily. Washington. Gamble. Riders struggling.
So one thing I didn't realise, which I've just been informed over the magic of Twitter, that actually Jamal Anderson and Josh Wilshere used to be teammates.
Okay.
So got a tweet from Rod Anderson, who actually used to coach him back in 2017. He's woken up at 4:30 in the morning in Australia to watch this game. So big shout out to Rod Anderson there. Hope you're enjoying the game, and interested to see who he's supporting.
Dante Nicholas, 12 points, 8 rebounds, 5 assists already. Certainly making his mark.
Standard Dante Nicholas, I would say. Another day at the office.
Top scoring for the Riders, unsurprisingly, is Tim Williams. You can partner that with 2 rebounds and 2 assists. Jääveläinen 2 for 2. Raiders 6 from 7. Free throw territory. Riders just 4 from 10. Great pass down the line. Williams
just loves playing against Plymouth Raiders. He really does. And the only surprise is they haven't gone to him more than they have today.
He's such a big presence in there, and they're going to know that he can be effective. There's another guy that can be effective, Josh Wilshere from deep.
And this is the thing with Williams and the whole of the Riders team. They have a size mismatch on Plymouth Raiders. And what Paul James and Danny McGee do very well with this team is organise the defence effectively to counteract that most of the time. You're going to get the odd slip up on defensive communication.
That one doesn't go. Washington steps back up against Jonas Jarvalainen. Williams feeding Thompson, great passing from the Riders. That one's going to be off. Dante Nicholas rebounds. Said that plenty of times this season. 2:40 to go in this third quarter. Rashad Hassan, great defending by Williams that time. Just shut down Rashad Hassan, said no. Washington. Thompson. That one doesn't go. Ward Hibbert will come back out. Williams did really well to get past Rashad Hassan. Clock runs out.
And I guess that's where you would prefer Williams, right? Taking shots rather than the mismatch inside.
Wilshere on the left. Raiders number 4. 4 seconds on the shot clock. Josh Wilshere! He's on fire! Now signal a timeout from Rob Paternostro on his side. The Plymouth Raiders in control somewhat, 51-44.
Hey, look, that's just what Plymouth Raiders needed. You know, conversations with guys at half-time. I don't think actually Raiders before half-time really got going.
No,
they went through the motions. They were playing well. Riders were playing well, but none of them really lit up and got going and really pushed it to where you see them at their best. Raiders are starting to do that now. And the funny thing is, as much as you look at the stats, you go, flipping out, Dante's had a great game. He's missed a lot from inside. And if you add that into the equation on buckets that he normally makes, the game would be pushed on. So I think Raiders would be very happy right now.
I think before the playoffs, you'd have said Raiders didn't stand much of a chance. Don't you think a lot of fans are starting to slightly change their minds?
Do you know what? You ask anyone on that bench for Plymouth Raiders, I've seen it at training, I've talked to them, they think they're more than capable of going all the way. And do you know what? As a professional, you have to have that. As the general fan, if you said at the beginning of the season, after you watch like the first 2 weeks of the season, Plymouth Raiders are going to beat London Lions in the playoffs, then they're going to compete against Leicester Riders and right down to the wire in the semi-finals, you'd say no. And then you'd turn around and say Newcastle and Leicester may not win anything, you'd say no. And then you've got London Royals coming into the playoff mix, and they're in the semi-finals, and they've gone a little bit under the radar in the semi-finals because everyone's talking about the London Lions and Plymouth upset. Brand new team, win the trophy, semi-finals of the playoffs. They've done a great job.
Absolutely.
And then you even look as far as Bristol Flyers, first half of the season, you'd be like, wow, these guys are right up there. And they dropped off. Glasgow, they were right down there. And then they picked up. It's just been a crazy season in the BBL.
Craziest season in memory. For me, anyway. Holder. Big shot. Jarvalainen. 40 seconds to go in the third quarter. Payne spins, fouled. Finished it anyway, it won't count. Kiefer Douse coming in for the Riders. UBR looking to step in for the Raiders. Coach James not done too much tinkering with his side today.
Hey, why would you? You know, if you've got belief in your guys' fitness and stamina to see through the game, and you're competing like this, it's very difficult as a coach at any level to change too much, because you could change it and you've got that risk that it just may all go to pot. You could change it and you got that possibility that you could increase your lead, but tough call to make in this position, pressure situations.
Yeah, absolutely.
So go with what's working.
Wilshere. He's certainly working. Not that time. Washington.
Last possession for the Riders. Are they going to make it count?
That's going all the way.
Yeah, it's going to be basket good. Referee saw that one. Ball was on the way down after the shot went up, so it's going to be classed as a goaltending. It actually means Raiders are going to get their final possession. Up by 1, 4 seconds left. Can they score this as a bit of a confidence booster?
Devontavious Payne, I don't think so. Oh, it was close though, it was close.
Hey, I think if we blew hard enough from here, that may have gone in.
Cool. At the end of the third quarter, Plymouth Raiders with a slender advantage. They lead 53, Leicester Riders 52.
Yeah, this is leading up to what will be a great game on Sunday.
Welcome back to Live Basketball.tv and BBL YouTube. We're at Plymouth Pavilions for playoff semi-final first leg action between the Plymouth Raiders and the Leicester Riders. It's currently 53-52 as we enter the final quarter of this game.
This is where it gets going, you know. Big players time now. Look at Dante Nicholas. He's already on 12 rebounds. He's on 12 points. He's got 6 assists. I wouldn't put it past another triple-double for this man.
Absolutely.
You know, looking at the Leicester Riders, they're sharing the points pretty evenly, but J.R. Holder on 12 and Williams on 13. Those are the go-to guys right now for Leicester. Williams always is against Plymouth Raiders. So, interesting to see where this takes us and what players step up. You know, Josh Wilshere on 14 points after he's hitting some big shots in the third quarter. Let's see where he goes then from now.
A couple of Leicester Riders and Newcastle Eagle fans in the BBL chat, just in the BBL YouTube chat, just trying to argue about
I don't think you're never going to find a Leicester Riders fan that gets on with Newcastle Eagles fan. These guys have been rivals for many years, sharing the trophies between them. And right now, we're in a position where, do you know what? Someone else is going to have their day, and it looks like that's shared out between London right now, with Royal still in the playoffs and winning the silverware, and Lions winning the league. Yeah, it looks like there's a new sheriff in town.
It does indeed, but as we said, so spread out now in the BBL, and that means more people can buy into it. Makes for much more of a Exciting and gripping spectacle. JR Holder's shot there just about rolling in. Taking the game to 53 apiece.
So here we go. Plymouth Raiders now down by 1. The lead changes going back and forth like we said it would do. Big quarter for both teams.
Nicholas backing in. Goes to Wilshere. He's going to shoot. He's feeling it out there, Josh Wilshere. Robotic at the moment from Josh Wilshere. When it's falling for you, it's falling for you.
It certainly is. And Josh Wilshere, you don't got to give this guy too much space because he'll let it fly from free. He's got no problem with that. Another lead change evened out from Leicester Riders though. This is going to be a battle right to the end. So interesting battle going on down a low block with Dante Nicholas. And the foul has gone in his favour by the looks of it.
Yeah, just Rod Hibbert.
Yeah, it's a bit of a 50-50 if you looked at it from up here, but it's gone in Raiders' way this time.
Järveläinen off Wilshere. Back to the Australian. Nicholas up against Ward Hibbert again and lays it off for Rashad Hassan. No problem.
That's a dream play from a coach's perspective. Like Dante Nicholas is killing it right now. So as soon as that double team comes across, Hassan's just going to cut from the top, creating loads of space. The helpline either has to then go and contest Hassan, which will leave Dante Nicholas with an easy basket, or they stay on Dante and they're going to get a simple handoff to Hassan in the low block.
Under 8 minutes to go. Raiders by 2. Rubiaro. 10 on the shot clock. Nicholas twisting, juking, turning, lays off to Hassan again. They're wise through that time, the Riders, but they get the ball back. Thought Järveläinen was going to go up then. Thought better of it. Dante Nicholas will go up though, and he'll make another 2. Machine out there at the moment, Dante Nicholas. The Riders will look to come back with something of their own. Holder. And a foul for Denzel Ubiaro.
Hey, do you know what? I keep going back to I've got my phone in front of me as you know already. I got to keep going back to it because I've got an official apology to make live on YouTube because Sheffield Sharks have just tweeted me, and do you know what? You're right, Sheffield. I haven't mentioned you yet. I know you're still there, and do you know what? I love Sheffield Sharks. You're historically one of the biggest franchises in British basketball. Don't think I've forgotten that for a moment. And I do rate your chances because you've got a team this year which has made some real changes in a positive direction. I don't run off a script. I let the excitement get away with me. So apologies, Sheffield fans, if you're tuned in today, and special apologies to the organisation.
Here's Josh Wilshere. Hassan. Twisted and turning, Rashad Hassan. Really unlucky. This game on a knife edge. I imagine it will be when these two sides travel to Leicester for the game on Sunday. Williams levels the game once again, 60 apiece. Dante Nicholas biding his time. And Järveläinen picks it back up to go to work. Possession turned over. Washington steps back. The biggest lead in this game has been 7 points. It's a testament to how these sides have just keep coming back at each other. Dante Nicholas. Fouled. "14 points, 15 rebounds, 8 assists for Dante Nicholas." Another foul against him there. Holder up to 18 points for the Riders. Williams on 15. Ubiaro going all the way. Dante Nicholas in under. Feeds Jonas Järveläinen. Didn't drop. Ubiaro gathers. It's a scramble in there, and Ubiaro draws the foul. This game's flown by.
It has.
Absolutely flown by.
And you know what? You wouldn't think it. If you looked at this scoreline, you would think, oh, it's a low-scoring game. I've said this before, but this is a competitive game. You know, Denzel Ubiaro, then, he's not normally the guy who picks up those second chances. He's missed a few layups. He had a great 2 games against London. I think when he gets frustrated, Denzel, he takes it out on the basketball. And that's not a bad thing at all, as long as he keeps that to limited mistakes and not letting sort of his passion overrule his brain. But hustle plays like that will certainly not go amiss in this game.
Washington, Thompson. Mismatch between Williams and Järveläinen in under.
I feel relieved the Sheffield Sharks have gracefully accepted my apology.
Ubiaro. Josh Wilshere has another go. That one's off. Devontavious Payne picks it back up. Here's Järveläinen. That's an interesting shot. Thompson gathers.
He finds a way normally. He normally finds a way of scoring in very strange ways. He's
seen it plenty of times.
Yeah, Järveläinen's not one that you would mirror image of the perfect form or technique, but he finds a way.
Gets the job done. Thompson unable to get the job done there for the Riders. Missing that 3-point attempt. Wilshere. Ubiaro. To the gas.
Not falling for Ubiaro today. Not falling for him. Good defense there from Leicester Riders. Pavilions disagree, but that was a good stance, good defensive play. Denzel's just struggling to get to the hoop right now.
Rashad Hassan coming back in. Plenty of boos ringing around. And the timeout called for the Raiders. Boos ringing round the Pavilions.
So here we are, 4 minutes to go in the fourth quarter. This is where you earn your money as a coach, as a player. And this is the moment where the fans start to go home happy or go home just that little bit down in the dumps. 4 minutes to go. This is the business end of the game. This is where big decisions are made and mistakes are costly. So Leicester Riders have found a way. They found a way. They're low on numbers. Their bench is a little bit sort of depleted to its normal levels.
It is.
But they're professional. They're organised. They ain't going to let the game leave. They've done this for too long.
And both these sides competing for a place. The Beneco's playoff final. And with the game being 62 apiece, is anyone's guess who's going to make it.
With 4 minutes to go as well, you want to be, if you're Plymouth Raiders, what's effective right now is Dante. You know, just had a tweet come through from ex-Newcastle Eagles and Plymouth Raiders player, and a bit of a fan favourite down here, Anthony Martin. Play the ball through Dante Nicholas is what he's saying. You know, right now he's doing a job, and I can't disagree with that. I cannot disagree with that. Big games like this, he's a difference maker.
Washington feeds Anderson. Nicholas taps it away from him. Here we go then, final 4 minutes of this game, 62-63 in favour of the away side, the Riders. Washington. That's a foul against Williams, and Dante Nicholas fell to the floor.
Williams all night has been getting his way in there, and what happened then was simple. Defense read that better. He predicted the spin, he got his feet planted in a good place. Defense wins.
Dante Nicholas, 10th foul drawn today, so they've certainly racked up. Whatever you say, he's been incredible this season. And here he goes again, Dante Nicholas. He's Denzel Ubiaro, have a shot from here. Didn't go. Riders coming back up with Holder.
Need a good defensive set, and you're going to go to that man Williams, who's got a mismatch again, but Dante proved time and time again that's no mismatch anymore. Some fantastic defense.
Williams packed his bag and did a bit of travelling. Raiders back in possession.
Can we get another lead change with 3:16 to go on the clock? Denzel Ubiaro skips it across to Josh Wiltshire. Don't need to give that man too much room.
Ubiaro. Hassan. 2 points. Raiders back into the lead. I'm sure that'll change a couple of times before this game's out.
Probably going to see more pick and roll action. Holder's a dangerous scorer, but Williams right now is having more effect in a positive way than a negative way. And the game goes a completely different direction to what I just said, and there was a free ball from the outside. So
absolutely.
I'll just shut up.
Jamal Anderson having a positive effect for his side.
He certainly is.
Ubiaro to Payne. 10 on the shot clock. Ubiaro speeds up in under. Thompson defending well.
Yeah, just stripped it straight from Denzel Ubiaro's hand, and Leicester now have got the rare chance to actually go up to a 2-possession game here with a basket. So Raiders need to step up on defense, and they've done just that.
Considering the score, it's been such a wonderful game to watch. It really has.
Yeah, you've got two teams here who really are trying to prove a point. Leicester are trying to prove the fact that they're still here. They're still Leicester Riders. They're still that dominant force. And Plymouth Raiders who are trying to say, hey, look, we're no longer underdogs. We can mix it with the best of them.
Washington. Thompson outside. Anderson against Dante Nicholas. Williams to Washington. Bit of jostling inside between Thompson and Ubiaro. It's Ubiaro who comes out on the bomb, giving away the foul.
So I'm going to put you on the spot now as the lead commentator. You've seen the matchups in the BBL so far. You've seen the semi-finals of who's playing who. You've got Leicester versus Raiders, and you've got Sheffield versus Royals. As a lead commentator, Blaine.
Okay, go on.
Where's your hat?
No one cares about my opinion. I'm not allowed an opinion.
And that, ladies and gentlemen, is what you call a fence, and that's what you call sitting on it.
It's pretty comfy. Thompson. 2 from 2 puts the Riders into a 4-point lead. Just under 2 to go.
This is a big offense right now. If there's a stop here and Riders pull away with another score, this lead's going to be extended to a position where Raiders really don't want it.
Hassan, brilliant rebound. He needs to put this one away.
One minute to go. It's been a tight game so far. There's still enough chance for Riders to push ahead here and create a big margin. So everyone's got to be focused now on defense.
Holder. Doesn't go. Dante Nicholas onto it. Dante Nicholas straight into Sean Shelton. 46 seconds to go. Raiders 2 behind, but remember, the end of this game only signalled the halfway point, and this then goes.
You rarely see Sean Shelton in the fourth quarter. Paul James choosing to put him in, and it's paying off right now.
Williams.
Yeah, basket was good anyway. It's not a foul. It was calling it as goaltending as the ball was on the way down, but shot went in as it was. So 66-70. 31 seconds. With the way the game's gone, and it's been so close, this seems like a big gap, even though it's not.
Absolutely, 4 points. 4 points the gap here at Plymouth Pavilions. The first leg of this playoff semi-final. The Raiders getting here for the first time since 2012-13. Seeing off the London Lions, the top seed.
Yeah, this is certainly where Plymouth Raiders want to be right now. This is where they want to be mixing it up with the best of them. And Leicester Riders are certainly that.
So the Benecos British Basketball Playoff Finals, Sunday 19th of May at the O2 Arena. Tickets available at AXS.com.
And this is, here you go, here's an example. So the last time Raiders actually played a two-legged semi-final was against Leicester in 2013, like you said. Lost 66-80 at home and lost 76-60 away.
They're doing better here.
So you can see how far they've come, and I think that's the feeling around Plymouth. If Raiders were to come away with a loss and get knocked out in the semi-final stage, I think everyone involved in basketball in Plymouth will go, do you know what? That's good. We've done it. We improved. We worked hard. Obviously, they won't be that good about losing, but the progression, they'll be happy with the progression, and they feel like they're going in the right direction.
Dante Nicholas on the ball, just seeing out some time. This is very important possession for the Raiders. Dante Nicholas rolls in just about. 6.2 to go, 68-70. Raiders looking for a quick shot at the end of this game. 3 to go. Washington doesn't go. Devontavious Payne has it, and that's the end of this first leg in the semi-finals of the playoffs. 68-70. What a fantastic game of basketball that was, Paul.
What can I say? 2-point game. Going into the final leg is a great game to watch. It's a great game to be a part of. And the best thing about it is, and we said this with the London game, there's still something to play for. And that's important.
It's very important going into Sunday, and it's important for the neutrals. It's important for everyone. It's going to be an exciting game on Sunday, indeed. And you can see it on livebasketball.tv as well on Thursday. The Sheffield Sharks up against the London City Royals. On Saturday, the return leg between the City Royals and the Sheffield Sharks. And on Sunday, Leicester Riders taking on the Raiders. That'll be on BBC Sport as well. Paul, as you said, you got a bit of stick from the Sheffield Sharks for not mentioning them. There you go. Have your say. These two games here.
Yeah, do you know what though? Sheffield and London, what a great matchup there is, because their front courts are so athletic and their back courts are so powerful. That's a really good matchup. New Boys London City Royals, they're out to prove a point in the playoffs. But Sheffield Sharks, like I've said, they are historically a top franchise in the BBL. And I believe that they should be up there, back to where they used to be.
Cheers for that little review at the end of the game. So, thanks very much for being here, Paul.
Thank you.
It's been great to watch the Raiders over the season. And it'll be a very interesting game on Sunday to see who makes the BBL playoff final. Will it be the London City Royals or the Sheffield Sharks between them? And will it be the Plymouth Raiders or the Leicester Riders?
I'll tell you
Who
what,
knows?
I fancy a trip to London, so I want to be in the O2. There's no question that people know that I'm a Plymouth Raiders man. You know, there's no doubt about it. Who would I like to be there playing against? Well, it can't be Leicester Riders. That's out of the equation. So I'll pick. Oh no, we're running out of time. It's been a pleasure here in Plymouth Pavilions, and see you next time.
So it will be Leicester Riders taking a slender advantage back home for Sunday's game, and at full time it's Plymouth Raiders 68, Leicester Riders 70.